Hello and welcome to round 2 of the Motorsport UK British Rallycross Championship 5 Nations Trophy presented by Cooper Tyres. The sun is out, it's a glorious day, the cars are out practicing, and if round 1 is anything to go by, we've got a fantastic day of racing that lies ahead.
And he comes across the timing line to take the checkered flag, but flames coming from underneath Roger Thomas's car. Huge drama for the number 95, so it's going to be 0 to 0 stuff, because if that's a terminal problem, despite the front row start he would have taken for the final, he might not be making it at all. Side by side, they're about to go down Harry Hill in towards Paddock Bend we go. Scott with the inside line, he's going to go way too late to the brakes. There's very big overshoot there from Andy Scott, but he manages to get it all gathered up. Brilliant driving from the Scotsman then, and we go racing then. Good start from Vince Bristow, great start from John Cross from pole position in the Lancia Stratos. He leads the field down towards the first corner. Ray Morgan is on the inside of Vince Bristow for third position. For John Cross behind the wheel of the number 99 through Paddock Bend and over the timing line. It is to take the win in the Retro Final for round 2 of the British Rallycross Championship here at Lydden Hill. Fantastic driving from John Cross. Lights out and we go racing. Good start from Dave Bellamy, not bad at all from Oliver Ford on the outside. Dave Ellis struggling to get away well. He gets swallowed up by the pack and is side by side with Steve Brown. Ollie Ford goes Joker. First time then, so 4 cars into the Joker. Steve Brown still side by side then with Dave Ellis going through Chesson's Drift, and they're still side by side on the corner exit. We can see from our commentary position the drivers coming cascading through into the left-hander. Ellis on the inside, Brown on the outside. Ellis gets himself back through as Dave Bellamy leads, but Brown is still side by side with him. Once again, they're running almost wing mirror to wing mirror. Just one more corner to go in the form of the chicane, and Dave Bellamy wins round 2 of the 5 Nations British Rallycross Championship.
Closest right up on the Ford Focus, and they're as close as ever through the North Bend hairpin.
They certainly are. Grant there really went very defensive indeed. I think Steve Harris was caught out on the brakes, kicks up a bit of grass on the outside as he makes a bit of a mess of the exit out of the North Bend. That ultimately cost him time, sadly, and it does mean that he's now got it all to do as we come on to the final lap then. So it's advantage Andy Grant, but Andy Grant comes over the timing line to take the checkered flag. There goes James Chisman. He also jokers. Where's he going to emerge in relation to Luke Constantine? So Constantine has got the undercut, I should say, done absolutely perfectly, and emerges ahead of the number 222 as they come in towards the Devil's Elbow. Chisman doesn't like that at all and immediately goes on the attack against the number 9. He gets the inside line. They run nearly side by side up the hill. Luke Constantine knows that, goes defensive. Chisman's going to try and do it later on the brakes into here, but Constantine has the inside line. He has the high ground. He has track position, and he's not allowing the 222 to find an opportunity to get through, but he still is not giving up here. James Chisman is going to try and go later on the brakes into Paddock Bend, but Constantine is wise to that, and Luke manages to hold off the charge of Chisman for the time being. But what can we say about Max Weatherly? A fantastic race it has been for the number 23. He comes over the timing line to take the checkered flag in the Suzuki Swift Championship then. He wins round 2 here at Lydden Hill, so good driving there for Rob Gibson. Down the bottom of the hill though, it's all going on for the race lead, with Dave Halford having to really check his mirrors coming through into the final series of corners we go then. It's going to be Dave Halford who leads from the front to take the checkered flag in the Electro Rallycross series. Bit of smoke coming from the back there of Rob Buckmaster's car. Hopefully that's not technical problems rearing their ugly head. And Hart is up the inside. Buckmaster holds it around the outside. They run side by side over the gravel, over the curb we go. Hart backs out at the last moment, gets a big old tank slapper on going through there, and more smoke coming out. But at the front we've got a change of lead because Tony Lynch has taken over at the front from Terry Moore.
Tony Lynch, good move at Chesson's Drift. Terry Moore just looked slow on that last lap, and Lynch in the MR2 back on terms and passes the Mini as the MR2 gets a big armful of opposite lock coming out of the Devil's Elbow, and little Mini of Ashford's Terry Moore is going to try right around the outside. He loves that passing place up at the North Bend hairpin, and he pulls another move at the very top of the circuit.
No joke laps, we run them akin to what we would have had back in the day. Look at Tony Lynch, a bold move around the outside there. Was there contact between the 74 of Terry Moore going through the first corner of Chesson's Drift, but Lynch with an emphatic turn of speed going into that first corner.
This is where Terry Moore is strong. Up Harry Hill into North Bend hairpin. He stands on the brakes in number 74, and he does it again. chops the nose again for a second time in 2 laps, and Terry Moore is back through.
In towards the paddock bend for the final time of asking, and Terry Moore, well, we've hardly seen him all day here at Lydden Hill, but he comes over the line to take the win in the final for the Retro Rallycross Championship.
Finley Scott in the bright yellow machine behind Caitlin May looks set for his first ever podium in junior rallycross racing, but there's no stopping Max Landmaid to come towards the finish.
Down in towards the bottom bend we go then. You can see what they're trying to go defensive on Ovenden, but through into the final series of corners and across the timing line goes Max Langmaid to take the checkered flag in the Swifts final. Green light and blast off. Great start there from Patrick O'Donovan. Not bad at all from Stephen Jones in the number 19. Those two lead the way as they come down into the Chesham's Drift for the first time then. Stephen Jones getting it all crossed up under the brakes into the top of Hairy Hill, trying to find his way through on Patrick O'Donovan. This is as close as we've seen them racing all weekend, and Paddy O'Donovan has really got the pressure being put on him now. But Stephen Jones is not going to take that line down. Into the left-hander of the Devil's Elbow they go, but O'Donovan is wise to that. He's got it sewn up, he's got the lead, he's got trap position, but fronts it a bit wide. Jones has got the outside line into the top of the hill. He tries to squeeze O'Donovan, there's contact into the top. O'Donovan has to hold it on the brakes there as he goes through, but Patrick O'Donovan does hold on to the race lead. It looks like O'Donovan is slowing potentially at the top of the hill there. I wonder whether the technical problems he had earlier on are coming back to bite him in the backside, and you can see that they are, because Stephen Jones is going to try and go around the outside. O'Donovan's not going to take his line down, tries to squeeze him onto the grass. Well, this is getting very frantic indeed, but Patrick O'Donovan surely has got this one sewn up. Rough and ready racing in the RX150 Final.
Craig Lomax and Phil Chicken almost tripping over each other coming out of the elbow.
Coming up the top of the hill they go then. Phil Chicken on the outside line, Craig Lomax on the inside. Brand new C1 for Lomax in 2021. Bit of contact between them on the exit of the corner as they force each other out of route. Paige Bellamy still continues to lead the way. Bellamy's Jokers. Yeah, Bellamy is Jokers. Sorry to cut in front of you there. Dan Slamovolox managed to make hay while the sun shines, though he's right on the back here of Paige Bellamy. You know he's going to go for a move into the Devil's Elbow, but Bellamy very firmly shuts the door. We've got an absolute grandstand finish then here. We're on the penultimate lap. There's still one more lap to go here. Bleasdale sends it down the inside. Oh, Wallen, there's contact into the top of the hill. Side by side they run, and Bleasdale gets ahead. They both get a tank slapper on out of the corner, and he has to back out of it, just Jason Bleasdale. But while they've been squabbling, it's allowed Bellamy to have a bit of a cushion in front, and she has been a serious competitor around the final corner and across the line there for Paige Bellamy as Follock gets it all crossed up. Bellamy wins the Supernational and Super 1600 final on the Supercar Final for round 2 of the Five Nations British Rallycross Championship. We go green and racing then. Good start from pole position for Roger Thomas, but yesterday's champion Robert Spittles fails to get away from the lights well. Into the Joker we go for the first time then with Ollie O'Donovan, but look at that as Roger Thomas is leading the way, but side by side for second with Andy Scott versus Derek Tohill. Scott's out wide, Tohill's through into second position, so from the back of the grid through to the front now for Tohill, and Roger Thomas goes wide. Tohill leads on the hill. Derek Tohill takes the advantage. Here comes Andy Scott trying to challenge for second place into the hairpin. He's not able to find his way past. Great racing action in the opening stages here. Tristan Ovenden takes over at the front. Derek Tohill does emerge in front of Ollie O'Donovan. A cloud of dust in their wake then, but Tohill then has timed it to perfection. That was smart from Tohill. If he stayed out for a lot longer, here comes O'Donovan on the inside. There's contact between them. Side by side they go through the left-hander. Up the top of the hill, it's Tohill on the inside. Here comes Andy Scott. He's trying to send it down the inside. This is getting very frantic indeed here in the National Championship. Side by side we go with Scott versus O'Donovan. O'Donovan tries to run him out of room. Down into Paddock Bend, and O'Donovan takes over the position. Is that going to allow an opportunity here for Scott? Look at Ovenden in the background defending as well from Roger Thomas. And Scott leans on the back of O'Donovan there, sliding it through the North Bend. Down Hairy Hill we go for the final time then. This is frantic racing. Derek Tohill is going to win round 2 of the Five Nations British Rallycross Championship. Ollie O'Donovan comes home a valiant second place. Third position is Andy Scott. There's drama at the final corner as well, because it looks like there was contact between Roger Thomas and Tristan Ovenden. They have come to blows and taken a hit with one another, and they come and limp over the timing line right at the back of the field. But what an absolutely frantic final there.